Sup nerds, I'm CuppaJoey and welcome back to another episode of r/Quit Your Bollocks. Because as long as people have access to the internet, they're gonna pop on there and start talking bollocks. Let's have a look at the old bollocksy, wrinkly old bollocky bollock that they're spreading all over Reddit now. Here's a coloured pencil dragon I spent about 100 plus hours on. r/Quit Your Bollocks, you could go straight to jail for trying to take credit for someone else's work. You even stole the title. You're an absolute piece of sand. I know that they meant like hell instead of gel, but I just like the idea of you could go to jail, like you could just like turn into freaking sludge for doing that. I have to admit, I honestly don't know how people can always tell when there's reposts. Like, so many of the things in Quit Your Bollocks is just like, hey, this is a repost, this person posted it here. And unless you, like, specifically remember it, like, okay, this guy, like, stole the title as well, so, you know, a copy and paste into Google search would probably find it pretty quickly. But how? I mean, it's a pretty neat dragon. Okay, actually, thinking about it, I can understand why someone would remember this dragon, because that dragon is really freaking cool. Let's take a moment to all appreciate the dragon. Appreciated? Okay, cool. Again, is this just for freaking karma on Reddit? I really don't know. Like, I mean, you would have to save it, copy, paste, post it in there, like, just for extra karma. I mean, why is that important to people? Just, why would you steal art just for freaking good boy points, freaking kudos on Reddit of all freaking places? And yeah, I have built my whole YouTube presence based on this freaking website. I've been working on this for a while, and it's the USSR movie, made in Minecraft with the whole sort of Lego spiel going on. Pretty impressive, you think? Well, it is, except... Did you really just try to take credit for this? Something you made in a Minecraft art converter? You can tell it's made in a Minecraft art converter because, when calculated, the entire image is about 900 by 400, which is around 360,000 blocks. Let's assume that you take a second to place 5 blocks down. When you do the math, that means you must have sat there for 20 hours straight and created this. Now, that's assuming that you did this without error at your maximum possible speed and you even did it in the air. Minecraft pixel art is much harder to do mid-air. I would know because I've worked on many creations before. This is because you have to do it bottom up instead of creating an outline and working on the edges to the center, also because you don't have a background to place blocks on. If you take human error, verticality, and just the pure size of this into consideration, it's almost impossible for you to have created this by yourself. You have also claimed somewhere in the comments section that you used a Minecraft pixel art converter and then made it by using that picture and then placing the blocks yourself. That means that you zoomed into the photo and placed each and every individual block perfectly without any overshooting on the block placements or anything. That is where I can cast an almost certain doubt over your claims. I've worked on many pixel art pieces, and in my larger scale creations, even with a reference to how I'm supposed to create I've overshot the number of blocks I'm supposed to place, leaving me with a messed up final creation. On a piece this big, mistakes like that wouldn't be realised until the creation is finished and would leave no room for improvement due to you needing to destroy most of the art to fix it. There is not a single mistake in this entire creation, no block misplaced at all, nothing placed wrong. On top of that, you even managed to have the letter spelled exactly right with no letter having any mistakes in it. Don't lie and say you made this, there's no possible way that you did, and if you did it how you claimed, then I can assure you that you're lying for karma. I'd estimate an art piece this big would take over 100 hours to complete if you're copying it from a picture with human error involved, and built vertically, I feel like it would take even longer than that. What you're speaking is bollocks. Cut it out. Edit. I would also like to add that OP said that he searched up Minecraft pixel art converter when he had been asked how he created this. He said he had used the results to build it block by block. This is even more bollocks, and here's why. The first result when you search up Minecraft Pixel Art Converter is a website where you can input any image and it will convert it to pixel art from Minecraft. On this website, if you input the Emoji Movie USSR image, it will start off with a design that is 900 blocks by 600, which is the exact number of blocks used for this, as I found out after scanning this image and using individual blocks seen as a reference. This means that we can confirm that OP had used this site to create this image. What OP didn't know about the site is that it doesn't allow you to see the pixel art creation before you put it into a world. You are given a string of codes that has the creation pre-installed onto it. I don't understand very much about downloading pixel art, but I do know that there is no way OP read the string of code generated, decoded it, used the specific blocks described in the string of code at the certain locations, and then posted it, especially since his story was that he used a generator, looked at the image generated, and copied it from that. No matter how he tried to defend it, there is no way that he could have done this. You know, I'm not somebody that's ever been into Minecraft, but I do quite like pixel art, and after seeing all this explanation, I have like this weird new respect for it. I mean, it is certainly frustrating when you put in a hell of a lot of work into something, and then somebody comes along and goes, oh yeah, I did that, and then it's not the case. One of the things that I used to find way back when is that being somebody that spoke different languages, you'd often have somebody claiming to speak a language, and then you can tell that they are using Google Translate. For example, this is only going to make sense to people who know German, but I had somebody who was pretending to me that they could speak German, and while they meant to say, you know, wie geht's, instead they said, because they use Google Translate and they use like a Britishism, they said, sind sie gut? Which is just not, it doesn't, like, in English it's like saying, have you been a good boy? You know, it doesn't work, so I definitely get where that frustration came from. But wow, like, the fact that they actually, it was one of those, like, they did the maths as well, like, just, like, cutting them down by going, no, this is a load of bollocks, and this is why it's bollocks. Again, I really don't know why people feel the need to lie about that on Reddit. Like, oh, is it really worth your good boy points? I mean, come on, grow up. My parents never approved of us. 6 months until she says, I do. And someone says reverse image search says differently because, yes, as you can imagine, this is a stock photo. I'll even pop it in here, right? If you search the word interracial, as in interracial relationships, on Google Images, it's a third image. It is literally the third image that comes up. Like, there was no real attempt to find something, you know, on maybe the 6th or 7th page that not everyone will find. It is the third picture. Okay, back to the post. Next commenter says, yeah, the last post was my dad drank himself to death. Sympathy post of an AA coin being held by a white woman. I see no white women in the pic above. These people don't even try anymore. They just pick up random identities and then throw them out onto loads of different subreddits as if user post history isn't a thing. But, you know, if you're claiming stock photos are you, then, get a better hobby, mate. Moon and Jupiter are in conjunction tonight. You can see both celestial bodies in one frame as well as Jupiter's moon. Last image captured with Skywatcher Evo Star attachment Canon 1300D. I couldn't believe I had this beautiful shot. Hashtag the photo hour, at storm hour, at DLR next. The last shot is a composite, is it not? Contrails too close to the aircraft, wrong pitch attitude, and gear down. I mean, I gotta say, like, I would even be able to figure out that that's freaking fake, and I have, like, A, terrible eyesight, and B, zero freaking technological, I can't even speak now, but, you know, I don't know the specifics about cameras and how they actually work, but even, or aircrafts for that matter, but even so, like, you can tell it looks like a freaking Disney fairy thingy going on, and, yeah, I mean, let's be real, every single one of us has tried to take a picture of the moon when it looks particularly pretty, and it's always ended up as, like, the bottom left picture, just this blurry light in the distance, like someone's shone, like, a really weak LED light down a toilet tube, you know, like a toilet roll tube. Google Home Mini for $60. $29.99 at Best Buy, broski. Okay, on sale, we'll go back to $70. I don't mind waiting. Also, congrats. No, that's the regular price, just letting you know. Yeah, just let him try and sell it for that price and not get anywhere. I mean, the broski here will learn eventually. It's like when you go to a car boot and, you know, when you see things that a car boot should be like £1 at the most, and then they look at it and they go, oh, £7, and so you're like, no, and then you start to walk away and then they're like, well, how much would you pay for it? And it's like, look, we're not gonna meet at a price that we both agree on. I think that this is worth £1 at the most. You're clearly not gonna want a seventh of what you've just told me. The thing is that they always go with all of their stock left because nobody's willing to spend that much. I drew myself versus my depression. You legit just copied the page for the manga Vagabond by Takahiko Inoue. This needs to be at the top. It's one thing to say, a study from Takahiko Inoue's works that I made and am proud of, by claiming a study of someone's work and then trying to claim it as your own, or making up some story about how it's you versus your depression, is just plagiarism. The thing is that I start to wonder, is it that they copied it, or could it just be that they legit just printed it out and then put the pen on top, because I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is the r/teenager subreddit, and ugh. I mean, come on, has there ever been a time where anybody wasn't cringy as a teenager? That's basically your license to be freaking embarrassing is when you're a teenager. You know what I said? I've mentioned it before. I said the phrase, I will rock on forever. I said that. Those are words that sincerely left my lips when I was about 15 years old. I will rock on forever. And even then I knew that was a load of bollocks. Even then I was like, oh, that's just some cringy crap. And the fact that my dad just pissed himself laughing absolutely just showed it. Well, I mean, at least they're making these mistakes about lying for clout and everything as a teenager. I mean, I'm sure that this is just something they'll grow out of. Lil Nas, I've literally had Call Me By Your Name stuck in my head for the past 3 months. Just drop it already, shaking my head. The song didn't even exist last week. Okay, so to some of you listening to this, hey, it definitely exists now. Obviously, this screenshot was from the 12th of July, okay? So this was only, a few days after it was released. I have to say, I really like Lil Nas. I think that Lil Nas is just so wholesome. Whenever I see him popping up, he's always doing some wholesome stuff or, some really cute, dorky stuff, and it's I like him. I feel like if we went out for a beer, I would just be able to, get on with him so well. I would love to have a bit. I want to take him out for a beer, you know? I like the way he was just stop talking crap. I know that you haven't been listening to this song for 3 months. Day 75 of quarantine. £35 down, 75 days without alcohol. Still a ways to go, but I hope you're inspired. This is an inspiring image, even though it may not be you. Only hope this poor lad doesn't mind his belly being shown around the internet. This image was first posted by a generic reposter account on 9gag 4 hours before you posted it here with the exact same title. Also, can't help but notice you have a habit for stretching the truth, or maybe posting other people's stuff with titles that make it sound like your own. Or, you know what, maybe you really are living between Australia, Italy and Switzerland, all in the past month, and you're currently a casket maker but aspiring to be a therapist. It definitely sounds like a lot cooler life than mine. Again, why do people post these fake things just for frickin' karma on Reddit? It's just so sad, why? Why is that important to you? It's just not something I'm ever gonna get. Oh, the fact that it was posted to 9gag, you're stealing your content from 9gag? You're stealing your content from 9gag to put it on Reddit? Really? That's what you're doing? That's what you're doing for, that sweet dopamine hit of success, is it? Ugh. I spent 2 weeks looking for my iPad. This guy spent 4 years, the same car and iOS model. What a coincidence. Not only that, they spent the exact same amount of time looking for the iPad. 2 weeks, exact same amount of time. You know, exact same lighting through the window and everything. The amount of coincidence going on here is just freaking astounding. Isn't the world an interesting place? You might have seen on my page that I now have a Patreon. So for just £2, you will get exclusive access to my blooper reel with unseen bits that I haven't yet posted on this channel. And at the highest tier, you will get your name in credits at the end of my videos. Bearing in mind that I post a video 5 times a week, that's a lot of videos you're going to get your name in credits on. If not, a little like and a subscribe on my channel help a lot. Well, that's it for this episode of r/QuitYourBollocks. I warned you, on the internet there's a very, just a very small smidgen of the internet of people who tell lies. And as I say at the end of every episode, if you enjoyed hearing from this subreddit or would like to hear from any other subreddit, or you would like me to have a look at anything else, then go ahead and pop that suggestion in the comments. And until then, I'll see you all next time.